Andy, firstly, what's the last few months been like for you? Have you watched the quarter-final so many times? You know, the players get the chance to go back out there and play, but what's it like as a coach?
Oh yeah, it's true what you say, as in when the players get back to the clubs, and you know, some of them had a week or two off, and I think it's very therapeutic to get back amongst them, amongst the peers, and get back on with it. And I suppose that's what we're trying to do as coaches. You know, we try to give ourselves a little bit of space so there's enough time for reflection and honest feedback, and then we meet up and put everything back out there on the table again. And once you've got a plan of how to move forward, it becomes a lot more clearer, doesn't it? So therefore, we get on with the day, Joe.
When you talk about that plan coming into the Six Nations, a new captain, Peter O'Mahony.
Yeah.
Why Peter?
Well, he's a natural fit for us. He's a born leader. He's someone that everyone looks up to and respects. And leadership is just, in my opinion, it's about being authentic and being yourself. And you know, that goes a long way to when somebody walks in the room, the feeling just feels right. And he's one of those players that fits that mould.
What about this new cycle, so to speak? You know, how do you focus on winning championships, but then when do you look to Australia in 4 years' time, or is it just now?
I think looking after the here and now and the medium term is something that we've always done, and therefore the longer term tends to look after itself. You know, form and new players and young kids coming in or people retiring. That's just part of the whole system that continues year on year, not just in a World Cup cycle. So we tend not to go on cycles. We tend to go on players that deserve the chance to be involved in such a prestigious competition like the Six Nations.
You talk about retirements, Johnny retiring. Who's going to be that other voice in the changing room?
Oh, there's plenty. There's no doubt about that. We've a leadership group of 8 strong. And they're growing the whole time, and Johnny was part of that process over the last few years. Obviously, a player of his calibre, of his experience, will be missed, but hopefully a lot of what he's about as a player, as a person, as a captain, has rubbed off on the rest of them as well.
You might not tell me now, but do you have an idea who your 10s are and the order of them, the merit?
Listen, honestly, camp is tough. When good players get together, the competition starts and you see who sinks or swims, and you know, we tend to train a lot against each other 15v15, so there'll be plenty of opportunity, and I like to stay open-minded enough to make sure that we give people a chance.
Talk about giving people a chance. Calvin Nash gets a chance. What have you liked about him?
I think he's grown massively over the last 12 months or so, starting with the emerging Ireland team that went to South Africa. Him learning quite a bit on that tour, and I think his game has flourished. He's come back to Munster. Munster are playing a nice brand of rugby as well, and his game's come on leaps and bounds. He's obviously his work ethic is there for all to see. You know, he's 100% in most things, but his feel for the game now is getting better and better, and it will certainly continue to do that over the next 12 months. Last
couple from me: France and Marseille. What a start to the tournament it's going to be, in your opinion. When's it best to play France?
Oh, you can't think in that way. I mean, the game, it is what it is. It's a Friday night in Marseille. First up, it doesn't really get any better. If you can't get excited about that, then you're in the wrong place. So getting down to prepping properly is obviously key for that. Being at your best in the first game is obviously, there's a knack to that as well. But obviously France will have a lot to say in it.
And finally, the end of March, what's success for Andy Farrell in this Six Nations?
Well, we want to see ourselves grow. We want to see ourselves continue to connect with our fans. I feel over the last couple of years that we've been able to galvanise something together. Continuing to go down that road is obviously up to us to make sure that we continue to perform and continue to grow together.
Super stuff. Thanks, Andy.
Cheers. Thanks a lot.